Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that your home needs a deep cleaning? Did you know that there are things underneath and behind that you are not aware of, but they're there? There are so many places in a home where I know all of the grease, dirt, grime, dust goes to hide, and I know exactly where to go and look. And I know how to clean it all. By the way, taking these covers off of your vents is not a standard part of any type of cleaning, not even a deep cleaning. So please do not expect your cleaner to do this, but you may ask them if they are willing to do this service, and most likely they might charge you an additional fee to do so. But look at all of this dust. It's probably worth it. Let me tell you that most of these homes where I find all of this accumulated dust and grime is usually people who are under the impression that their home is very clean. Even people who have their maintenance cleaners. I cannot tell you how many times people tell me their home is clean because they have their regular cleaners or because they clean their house all the time. And I say this all of the time in all of my videos that yes, although you do have your regular maintenance cleaners, whether they come monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, etc., chances are very likely that they are probably only covering the areas that they cover every time that they come, and there are deeper parts in your home that they most likely haven't got to in a very long time. So guess what? Those areas have accumulated dust, grease, and grime. This is not to shame anyone. It's not to put anyone down, or it's not to say your cleaner is not doing a great job, because I do believe that most cleaners are probably doing the best job that they can or know how or are being paid to do. But the bottom line is that a home always needs a deeper cleaning. How often your home needs a deeper cleaning is going to depend on a lot of factors. It's going to depend on how many people live in your home, how much foot traffic it gets, what kind of people live in your home. You know, like, do you have little ones? Do you have toddlers? Do you have children? Do you have pets? If you do have pets, what kind of pets do you have? Because believe it or not, even the type of pet that you have can contribute to certain factors in your home. Let me give you some examples. Now, this is not to discriminate against any type of pet, but these are just common things that I have seen in certain homes. I've had clients who have those kind of bulldog breeds, and what I have noticed from those breeds is that they can tend to drool a lot, and usually that drool will obviously get everywhere, but it depends on how well the person maintains their home and keeps up after their pet. If they don't keep up with their pet a lot, then guess what? The floors probably have drool, the furniture has drool, etc., etc. Also, a weird thing that I have seen with this type of breed is snot on the walls. One time I had a client who asked me to clean the dog's snot from the walls, and I asked him, what is that? And he said, I know this sounds really weird, but I think it's snot from my dog when he shakes his head and it gets all over the walls. And I thought, wow, that's kind of gross, right? But that's just an example to give you of how different breeds of pets can contribute to different kinds of dirt and buildup around your home. Another example would be if you have any dog or cat that sheds, but the ones that I have seen that shed a ton of hair are obviously those like Huskies and German Shepherds and all of those other fluffy haired kind of dogs. Their hair gets absolutely everywhere, and you have to do multiple sets of vacuuming. You have to chase the hair because it's so light, it gets pushed and blown away everywhere as you're working. So you have to vacuum before, during, after, and then again when you're done you have to go do touch-up vacuumings because that's how sensitive and light the hair is. So anyhow, those are just a few examples to give you guys of how homes vary. Another thing that can determine how fast your home gets built up is how often you cook. And believe it or not only how often you cook, but what kind of food you cook. Isn't that crazy? I remember going to a home that had the worst floors that I had ever seen. The buildup was incredible on these floors, and we could not figure out why these floors were so built up and so caked with grease. But finally, as I was working through the home and I noticed how greasy the kitchen was, I asked my clients if they cook with a lot of grease, to which she replied, yes, yes, we do. And I said, do you fry a lot of food? And she said, yes, we do. And I said, I think the buildup on your floors is all of the grease that travels from your kitchen around the home. And it eventually starts to stick on all of the surfaces and gets caked up. And not only is it only grease caked up, but it's also now mixed with dirt and dust and grime. So it becomes a really cakey, nasty substance. Anyhow, she jumped up with enlightenment and she said, that must be what it is. And needless to say, it took me about 4 hours to clean the floors of her tiny 1-bedroom apartment. That's how caked up her floors were. So those are just examples to give you guys of what contributes to a home's cakiness and buildup. And if you are someone who has all of the above, if you have pets or if you have a lot of foot traffic in your home, if there's a lot of activity in your home, if you cook a lot with heavy oils and grease, then most likely you are someone who is going to need deeper cleanings a lot more frequently than somebody who is on the opposite side of the spectrum. Somebody who doesn't have pets, who doesn't have a lot of traffic in their home, who doesn't cook a lot. These are two opposite different spectrums of homes, which will have their own estimates and their own deep cleaning needs. Anyhow, I hope that helps. Thank you guys for watching.